All right, so if you have at least 13 points up to 21 points, combination high card points and distribution points, stop me if I say anything you don't understand, and you are the dealer or you're not the dealer, but nobody else has bid, you have to say something. And it doesn't matter whether you have 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, 7 cards, you're going to say something. And we talked about what that something would be. We said if you have a major suit, tell me what the major suits are.
Hearts and spades.
Spades and hearts, or hearts and spades, whatever you feel like saying first. If you have a major suit and you have at least 5, you can open in that major suit. We also talked about how if you have 2 major suits and they're both 5, you would open the one that's higher on the bidding scale, if they're both exactly 5. Of course, if you have 2 major suits and one is 5 and one is even longer than 5, you're going to open the one that's longer. And notice I didn't say anything about which one has high cards in it. You know what high cards are, right? Aces, kings, queens, jacks. Length is always the most important. We talked about what you would do if you had 13 to 21 points, but you didn't have a 5-card major. You would then open probably in a minor suit. What are the minor suits?
Diamonds,
Clubs and diamonds.
Diamonds and clubs. And the rule is whichever one is the longer one, that's the one you open. We call that the better of 2 minors. Better is always longer. But if they are the same length, don't have a 5-card major, you have 13 to 21 points. So you're opening the better of 2 minors. If they're the same length and they're both 3, which one are you going to open?
Clubs.
Clubs.
Everybody's good on that?
Yes.
If they're both 4, you're going to open the,
Diamonds.
Diamond.
if they're both 5, if you have 2 5-card minors, diamonds, because diamonds is higher on the bidding scale, right? Always, if you have 2 5-card suits, you open the one that's higher on the bidding scale. Anyone doesn't understand anything, stop me. We also talked about in some situations, you could have a balanced hand. What's a balanced hand?
No voids.
voids.
No suits.
No,
No voids, no
singletons.
singletons.
No
At
One
most,
doubleton.
1 doubleton. You could have a balanced hand. You don't have a 5-card major. You have a balanced hand, and you also have a very specific number of points, 15, 16, or 17. In that case, you can open 1 no trump. Telling your partner, I must have 15, 16, or 17. I don't have a 5-card major, and my hand is balanced. No singletons here, no voids. Maybe I have a doubleton. Everybody good?
Mhm.
Okay. Last week we talked about, well, what if you're not the opening bid? What if somebody else has bid? Not your partner, but your opponent. Does that mean you're closed out from bidding?
No.
You
No.
can make a thing called an
Overcall.
overcall. And we talked about what you need for an overcall. The number 1 number to remember in an overcall is 5. Get that stuck in your head, because you can't overcall without a 5-card suit. And why is it important for you to be able to communicate exactly how many cards you have in a suit? Because your partner will make an assumption from your bid. If you overcall, they're going to say, oh, I can count on my partner for 5 cards in that suit. And why is that important? Because remember, you don't want to be in a suit unless you have a fit of 8. You don't want to play with that suit as trump unless you have a fit of 8. So you don't want to communicate to your partner that you have 5 cards in a suit when you really don't. Okay? Okay. So besides 5 cards in a suit, you're going to want to have a certain number of points. If you have 13 points and you're in the position of being an overcaller, your opponent has bid, you don't need to have anything special in that suit except 5 cards. So I have 5 diamonds. Jack, 6, 5, 4, 3. And my opponent has opened 1 heart. Okay. What would be my overcall bid?
2 diamonds.
2 diamonds, right? I'd have to open in diamonds. I'd have to be at the 2 level. Remember, you have to go up the bidding scale. You can't go down. I'm counting on you to stop me if you don't understand. If I'm opening at the 2, if I'm overcalling at the 2 level, I must have 13 points. I must have 13 points. On the other hand, if my opponent has opened 1 club and I want to overcall in diamonds, What's my bid?
One diamond.
One diamond. Now I'm overcalling at the one level. I don't necessarily need to have 13 points. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I can have as few as 10 points
Plus 2.
as long as I have 2 honors in the suit in which I'm overcalling. I don't need those 2 honors if I'm overcalling with 13 points. I need the 2 honors to compensate for the fact that I don't have 13 points. So I need to have something special in that suit. But whether I'm overcalling at the 1 level or the 2 level, I must have 5 cards in the suit in which I'm overcalling. Any question about overcalls? I kind of zipped through it fast.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes,
What if,
are
I'm
you?
Jasmine. I'm Jasmine. Jazzy Jazz.
Jazzy Jazz.
Yeah.
Let me see if I could see you. Can you wave? Ah, I think I see you. Okay. Yes,
Okay.
Jazzy Jazz.
Okay, here's the thing. So what if your partner bids, but can you overcall your partner?
No. When your partner bids, your bid is called a response.
Oh.
That's what we haven't gotten to yet. Overcalling is a way of telling your partner information when they haven't told you anything yet.
I see.
Right.
Thank you.
Just like we haven't talked about doubles, you can't double your partner either. Overcall is strictly over your opponent.
Thank
And overcall, just Anne, this is Mary, though, just one question. So overcall only occurs when your opponent has opened and you're the next.
Yes.
Everything
Not
else after that,
necessarily.
You
Not
have it.
necessarily. So let's take a case where you're in west, okay? That north, south, east, west. So north has opened, right? North has
Yeah.
opened.
Yeah,
Your partner is east. If you're in west, your partner is east.
yeah.
Your partner is past.
Oh, okay, okay,
South makes some bid,
okay.
and now you bid next.
So you're still overcalling.
You are
'cause you're-
still making a bid when your partner hasn't bid yet,
Okay, yeah,
but you're actually in the 4th position, but you could still overcall it in that case.
okay.
Does everyone
Okay.
understand what she asked and what I said? Everyone got that?
What did North bid at first, you said?
I didn't say what North bid. It doesn't really. All right, North bid 1 heart. I'm west. North bid 1 heart. East, my partner passed. South bid 1 spade. And I'm west. And I'm looking at 13 points and 5 clubs.
2 clubs.
I
So
could
you have
overcall.
to be an overcall at the 2 level at that point.
It would. That's why I'd have to have 13 points.
Okay.
Can you do a 1-note trump at that point?
I can overcall. Okay, let's talk about that. That's true. I can overcall 1-note trump. But here's the thing. You remember what you need to open 1-note trump?
Right, so.
Remember that
15,
15 to
15,
17
16,
points,
so-
high card points, and you have to have a balanced hand. You need the same thing to overcall 1-note trump.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
But here's the thing. You already have heard, if you're an overcaller, you've already heard a bid from the opposition, haven't you?
yes.
So you know what their suit is. So you wouldn't attempt to play a no trump if you didn't have something in their suit. Because remember, any bid you make, everyone else could pass and you could be stuck playing that hand with that contract. So if North opens 1 heart, East passes, South bids 1 spade, and I'm the overcaller in West, and I say 1 no trump, everyone else could pass and I could be stuck playing 1 no trump. I've already heard a heart bid from my opponent and a spade bid from my opponent. I better have something in both of those suits. Because if I don't have something in both of those suits and I end up playing 1 no trump and I can't stop them, remember, they get the lead, not me. They could play all their spades and hearts and I can't do anything about it because we're in no trump. There's no trump suit I can use to stop them. Okay, so you can overcall in 1 no trump. You need the same thing as to open 1 no trump, but you need something in the suits in which you heard your opponent's bid. Okay, anything else? Very good. I see nodding. Thank you for the people who are nodding because it tells me that you're getting it. That's helpful. All right, so let's take a look at 19 in that case.
Oy.
Oi, I hear an oi. Oi is not good. So I asked you to look at this and I said the dealer was north and the contract was 6 hearts. Am I mean? Which means how many tricks can you lose?
1.
That's it. All right, and I asked you who made the opening bid. So looking at North, it's pretty clear North did not make that opening bid
East.
unless he was really strung out on drugs.
Yeah.
So
East.
after, I'm sorry?
East.
East.
West.
Does East have an opening bid?
Yeah, West, wait. It's
West.
West.
I meant west. Yeah, wait.
No,
East.
after North is the dealer. Remember, the bidding goes clockwise.
Right.
East.
So after
East.
North gets a chance to bid, East bids next.
Right.
Right.
So since obviously North passed with those garbage.
What
points,
page are you on?
I'm on 19.
Okay.
Oh,
I
East.
asked you to do that, to take a look at it for
Mhm.
homework.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we're going over it.
Yeah.
So
All
East
right, is
says
everybody
white
ready?
East. East.
Okay, so after North passes, East gets a chance to bid. Does East have an opening bid?
Yeah.
Absolutely. What is East's opening bid?
one
spade.
So
Spade.
East has 6 and 9 is 15 high card points plus 1 point for the extra spade.
Right.
Now I said 15 to 17 points is enough for a 1 no trump opening, but we're not opening this hand 1 no trump, even though it's kind of balanced,
Mm,
because I don't like you to open 1 no trump with a 5 card major,
right.
right? Okay, so 1 spade from East. South would now be in the overcall position, correct?
Right.
Right? South heard her opponent bid. Does South have a 5 card suit?
Yes.
Yes.
Does
Yes.
South have 2 honors in that 5 card suit?
yes.
Yes.
Can South overcall?
No,
Why? I'm
Right,
hearing
no.
a yes and a no.
no, because they don't have 10 points.
So South has 6, 7, 8 high card points. 1 point for the extra diamond is 9. Not enough.
Right. So they can't overcall, you
Right
said?
there.
No,
No.
not unless they want to mislead their partner.
So it's gonna be a pass.
It's a pass. They can't even really overcall at the 1 level. Even if East had opened up 1 club, I don't think she has enough to overcall 1 diamond. You
Does she
really
need
10 You really
13?
need 10 points. She would need 13 points to overcall at the 2 level, yes. She
Okay.
doesn't have it. So it's pass from North, 1 spade from East, and pass from South. West is now a responder.
Too hard.
We haven't talked about this, but what does logic tell you? She wants to show her partner.
Just
How many
one.
hearts she has?
Yes.
That's hearts.
She's
Okay,
strong in hearts.
now she
Good
really
point.
has 2 choices here. She knows right now they have a fit in spades, doesn't she?
Would say.
Right.
Yes.
Someone tell me how she knows there's a fit in spades.
One has 5, you can have 3.
Partner opened.
Mary Lou?
The partner opened and they had 5 spades.
And
So
she's got
instead of-
3.
Right, exactly.
She knows right now there's a fit in spades, but is there any chance for a fit in hearts?
Yes,
She could easily, first of all, East could actually have 5 hearts too, couldn't she?
Yes.
Mhm.
Had 5 hearts and 5
Yes.
spades, you'd open the spades.
Right.
So she could have 5 hearts. She could have 4 hearts easily. She could have 3 hearts easily. And West is sitting there with 6 hearts.
Right.
So even though there's a fit in spades, she still wants to describe her hand to her partner. And that's what bidding is all about. You told me what you have, partner. Let me tell you what I have. And then they both listen to the conversation and they make a decision as to, is there a suit that they have a fit in? Fit means 8 cards, right? Is there a suit that they have a fit in? Should they be playing it in no trump? How many combined points do they have? How high can they go in the bidding? All those things are going to be communicated through the bidding. So she is going to say, I haven't taught you this yet, but 6 and 6 is 12, 13, 16. Okay. She is actually going to say 3 hearts. Whatever that means, don't worry about it. She's going to say
Wow.
3 hearts. It's a jump.
Okay,
It's a
why
jump
wouldn't
to
it be-
show
Why
it.
wouldn't it be 2 hearts though?
Because, well, like I said, I haven't taught you. 2 hearts says a certain thing about her points. It says she has 11 or more points. 3 hearts is what's called a jump shift. It says she has an extra strong hand, and she does. Because if you look at her hand, she's got
It's 18.
18 points there. 4 and 6 is 10, 12, 16, 17, 18 points.
And
Her
6 hearts.
partner has a minimum of 13, and she's got 18.
That's still-
Just so you know, do you
Right.
remember I told you you need like 25, 26 points to make a complete game? Remember those starred contracts on the bidding scale? You need 33 for slam.
Mhm.
About 33 for slam.
So,
And West knows for sure that they have at least 31. Right? Because she's got 18 and her
right.
partner made an opening
Yeah.
bid.
I understand.
Right.
So that's why she's going to jump to tell her partner, hey, I'm low, I have extra points here. Maybe we have a possibility of slam.
If she
Why
had,
would you play in slam if you don't have to? Because remember those bonus points you get for making a complete game?
Mhm.
Lots more for making slam.
if, my question would be this, if she didn't have 18 points, and let's say she had 15 or 14, then a
She
2
would have
heart-
just said 2 hearts.
I got it. Okay, because, and 3 you'll tell us about, but it really is suggesting a lot more points than 12.
It's suggesting at least 17.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And is she not suggesting that if they play the game, she'd rather play it in hearts?
Absolutely.
Baby.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I think she's just describing her hand.
At
I
this
mean,
point,
if she's telling her partner that hearts is a strong suit for her. I mean, her partner, she doesn't know her partner could be void in hearts,
right, right.
Right.
but
It's
she's
too
describing,
early.
so East now is not going to, I'm not going to go through all the bidding because we haven't talked about it, how they would get there. Let's just say through the bidding, they're going to decide that they belong in slam. There's all different things that we're going to learn towards the end of the class of how you make a decision about whether you're actually going to make 12 tricks, which is what you need to make for 6. But they've done it. Okay? And they never found out about that fit in spades, but that's okay because they have a better fit in hearts. They've got 8 combined spades and 9 combined hearts. Right?
Right.
Okay. So, who is Declara in this hand?
West.
Clearly, West is Declara. If the contract is 6 hearts, when you looked at this for homework, you didn't need to know about all this jump shift and bidding 2, 3 hearts over 1 spade, but you should have known that if the contract is in hearts, West would have been the one to bid it. Right?
Right.
That
Right.
part I could count on. So if you know who Declara is, then you know who the dummy is. Declara's partner.
Right.
East.
And if you know who the dummy is, you know who makes the first lead.
Sure.
Who does?
East. North.
East.
East is
It's
dumb.
not
I have-
east.
I have
North.
a question.
The side that's playing the hand does not lead the first card.
North lead.
North.
North leads.
Mhm.
Again, West is Declara because West is the first one to have bid the suit that ends up being trump. East is the dummy whose hand goes down on the table because she is West's
Oh, it's
partner.
right.
And the
It's right
person
of the
to the
dummy.
right of the dummy is the one who leads the first card. So let's take a look at North's hand and let's pretend to be North. And let's see what makes sense. You might think it doesn't make any difference because all she's got is garbage in her hand. Well, she's going to lead a card that would make some attempt for her to take a trick at some point. What is the suit that she has the best shot at making a trick in?
Club.
Club.
So let's have her lead a club. Did everyone say that's what she should lead?
Mhm.
Okay. What did you come up with in clubs?
I
6.
said 6.
Okay.
I said
Um,
four.
Say the 10.
I kind of like the jack or the 10.
What? I thought.
I like the jack or the 10 because
Yeah.
maybe that she could force out her opponent's high card with that jack and maybe make the 10 good after that. It's possible. That hand is so awful. North's hand is so awful. She doesn't have much of a chance for anything. So So leading a little one is probably not going to help her. So let's have her lead. Doesn't matter whether it's the jack or the 10. Let's have her lead the 10. And let's before we play out the hand, let's look at the question that says, how many tricks can you lose and still make the contract? And the answer was, it's one. She can lose one trick and still make the contract. If she loses 2 tricks, that means she only makes 11. To make slam, she has to make 6 plus 6. Remember, it's the level plus 6.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs 12 tricks. That's why slam gives you all those bonus points, because it's not that easy to make.
Can you
All
explain?
right, so
to
I asked you a bonus question. I said, with the right lead, Declara can make every trick. Since Declara is missing an ace, how is this possible?
Mm-hmm.
Trumping it
You're gonna lose.
after
Well, let's see.
the diamonds.
How could she make, what is the ace that she's missing?
Diamond.
Ace of diamonds. So how could she make every trick?
Has to trump that ace.
You can't.
She can't trump something if she has something in her hand.
Mm-mm.
Pull the trump, and then get rid of her diamonds with the partner spades.
Thank you. Who's saying that?
Tom,
What do you think?
Say it again, please.
Tom Malloy.
Ah, Tom, you've taken my bridge class.
Yes. Me
So
and
you're
Mary Lou-
cheating.
No, we looked at that, and we didn't get that on the first go round. We seen. And then I was going to ask you why, because we can't lead hearts or spades. You know that the other person has them. But we were looking at the cards as well. Why wouldn't you lead the diamond?
Could you repeat the whole thing? Because
Okay, so the question is, why isn't North leading a diamond? Why are diamonds preferable to clubs?
No reason.
Well, you're saying lead a diamond because you're looking at South's ace.
Yeah, no, I asked, why wouldn't you? I know.
Well, they don't
I
know.
saw that.
Because her clubs, she hasn't heard anything from her partner,
Yes,
right? She's not going to lead a spade because she heard the opponent's bid it. And she's not going to lead a heart because she heard her opponent's bid it, and it's the trump suit. So it's between diamonds and clubs. So her partner, I mean, for all she knows, they have all the aces, her opponents.
yes.
Partner has not shown anything in clubs or diamonds, but North's clubs are better. So she has more of a chance of pushing out the opponent's high clubs and making one of her clubs good
Okay,
than pushing out the opponent's diamonds and making a diamond good.
yes.
All she's got is a 6 of diamonds. But Tom is right about how she can make every trick. Let's take a look at this. First, let's count the losers.
Okay, I didn't hear what Tom said. Could you say that again?
Well, I'm going to repeat it. He actually said that they can make every trick by playing the spades and dropping off those loser diamonds on the spades. But let's talk about how that works.
Mhm.
So the 10 of clubs is led, and then East puts her hand down on the table.
Mhm.
And what happens when, after the first card is led and the dummy comes down on the table, remember Declara plays both her hand and dummy's hand?
Mhm.
Declara
Yes.
makes a plan. And I urge you all to make plans, because if you don't make a plan, then you're going to have surprises. And here's the way the plan works. If you're playing in a no trump contract, you're going to count your winners. If you're playing in a suit contract like this is, you're going to count your losers. And if you think about it, it'll make sense why, but we'll keep talking about it and it'll come clear afterwards. So she's going to count her losers. She's in a suit contract. So she goes suit by suit. In spades. Now she can't look at North and South. She doesn't see North and South. She only sees her hand and the dummy.
Mhm.
So before she tells East what to pull out of the dummy, she's counting. In spades, does she have any possible losers?
No.
No.
Nope.
She only has 3 losers. She only has 3 spades in her hand. The king, which is a winner because her partner has the ace. The jack, which is a winner because her partner has the queen.
Mhm.
And the 4, which is fine because her partner has the 10.
Mhm.
She's missing 5 spades, and she's got the top 5 spades to cover those. So far, so good?
Mhm.
No losers in spades. Remember, she can only lose one. In hearts, does she have any losers? Well, she's got nine hearts.
Just as a jack.
She's got 9 hearts. She has a potential to lose 1 trick in hearts.
Right.
Can someone tell me how's that possible?
Jack, the jack.
If south or north, if either north or south had all 4 hearts that she was missing, they would have to have the jack, wouldn't they?
Right.
And if one of her opponents has all 4 hearts topped by the jack, she could lose it because she's got the ace, the king, and the queen. That only covers 3 hearts. The next heart she has is the 10, which would be lost to the jack.
Jack.
Now, a 4-0 split of the trump with the opponents is very unlikely. It's usually, if you're missing 4, it's usually 2 and 2, or worst case scenario like this is 3 and 1. But a 4-0 split is not impossible, but it's not likely. But she knows there's a possibility she could lose that jack of hearts. In diamonds, she has a very clear loser, the ace of diamonds. But only one loser. Because if she uses the queen to get out the ace, she still has the king and the dummy. Everyone see that? And she won't lose any more diamonds because she won't have any more left in her hand. She could trump them after that.
Right.
So she has one definite loser of the ace of diamonds. And yes, Tom, if they had led diamonds, she would have lost that diamond. But North would have no reason to lead diamonds. And in clubs, how many losers does she have?
None.
None. None.
None.
None. And the reason she has no losers is because she has the ace in one hand and the king in the other, and the little one in her hand will come off on the king and the dummy, and the little one in the dummy will come off on the ace in her hand. And then after that, she could trump. So you see the advantage of having short suits when you're playing in a suit contract. Because when you have short suits, once you get rid of them, you can trump them, especially when you have 9 trump like this. Okay,
I do have a question.
yes.
I know you've said that when I'm leading, I should always lead. I thought I should always lead from like my 4th down of my longest and strongest suit, but that changes that. So in other
Okay,
words,
well,
how do I decide what's different?
this is kind of a different scenario. First of all, opponents only need to make 2 tricks here. So they're trying to make something rapid. So by playing the 10, you're trying to push out the high card. I mean, North has a situation where she doesn't have anything really strong.
Exactly. Okay. So
it's like, it's almost like a Hail Mary, it's like a desperation play. I'm going to play that 10 of clubs. Maybe my partner has the king. Maybe I can force out the opponent's ace. Maybe. You're trying to look for 2 tricks anywhere.
That was the question I had. I'm looking at it, just tell me why I'm wrong. I heard what you just said. To me, it looks like the Jack 10, you want to hold on to as long as possible. So if you put the 6 of clubs out, maybe you're going to get a higher card depending on distribution. If you could
Maybe, and maybe opponents will win it with the 8.
That's absolutely right. Or a 9 maybe, or something like that.
So the idea is that if all you had was the 10, so if you had the 10, 8, 10, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, then I'd say play lower. But because you have the Jack 10, if you push something out with the 10, you still have the Jack there, maybe to take a trick.
Right, but if you push something out with the 10, the Jack, there's still 3 of the higher cards, right? Queen, king, ace. So
Right, but you don't know what your partner has.
No, you don't. You're playing it blind. But it's
You could play low, but trust me, you could get
I do
burned.
trust you. I trust you 100%.
No, I don't. That's just an expression. But you play a low card in that situation. You could get burned and have the opponents take it with something
Okay, got it.
garbage.
Okay.
So Anne, if
You know the best. 1 second. Who was asking that question? Who's the gentleman? Michael. The best way to do this is to deal out hands like this and play them and see what happens when you play low. Actually get the cards in your hand and work it out. Because then
having
you'll see
trouble
what I'm
playing-
talking about.
I'm having trouble
Um,
playing by myself because I know all the cards, no? I
Well,
cheat.
keep them face down while you're playing.
Oh, okay. I cheat all the time.
You
Okay,
can't even
thank you.
trust yourself not to cheat. Somebody had their hand up.
No, it was Joyce. My question was, if North threw down the 10, and then East's hand goes down because it's a dummy hand, so everybody sees she has the king.
Yes,
Okay, so if the king takes the jack, South's not gonna throw out the queen because they want to do it the next hand.
absolutely not.
Okay, I just want.
Because she'd have no reason to throw the king on the queen. It's not going to win any tricks.
Okay. But if
So
she
it
throws
would go jack, it would go 10, king from east, low from south, and low from west.
Okay,
I got it.
Now, actually, if West didn't have that doubleton in both places, that jack might eventually win a trick
Right.
on the third round.
Turn by, the clubs are led. East is gonna play low, South is gonna play high, the queen drops.
No, South's not going to play high.
they're gonna play low. You're gonna let
Here,
it take.
let's work this out. North leads a 10 of clubs. She knows she's got the jack, right?
Yep,
She sees the king
right, on the board.
on the table. So if East plays low, she's going to play low. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want North. I gave you misinformation. I don't want North to lead the 10. I want North to lead the jack.
What's what?
If North leads the jack, then South knows where the jack is and she won't play the queen on it.
Mm,
So it does make a difference.
yes.
So when you have two cards that are consecutive like that, jack 10, queen jack, king queen, lead the higher one. So your partner knows that's the highest one you've got.
Is that generally a good rule to follow?
Yeah.
Because I always stump on it. I say, what's the difference? They're the same, but I see what
Because
you're
you're
saying.
telling your partner who's got that high one. Because the only reason you would lead a jack is if you had something lower underneath it.
Right, I get it. Oh,
And
okay.
then your partner also knows you don't have the ace.
That's very good. Thank you very much. That
You're
answers.
welcome. And that's a good thing to lead in a slam. If you're defending against the slam and your opponents have bid slam and you have an ace, take it while you can. So if South had the lead instead of North, South would have led that ace of diamonds. Because she only needs 2 tricks and she's going to grab that one while she can. Okay, so West has counted her losers. She's counted 1 trick in diamonds and 1 possible trick in hearts. But right after she takes that king of clubs, she's going to start to pull the trump. Remember, she's going to lead trump to get at her opponent's trump. And on the very first round of trump, on the very first round of hearts, she's going to know it's not a 4-0 split. How will she know that? She's going to see both North and South play a heart. Right?
Right.
So she'll know that she's not going to lose that jack. Everyone got that? She can't lose a heart if it's not split 4-0. Because even if it's split 3-1, she's got the top 3 hearts. She's going to beat anything that North and South have. So right away, the only thing she has to worry about is the ace of diamonds, because she knows she doesn't have it. So she's going to stay away from leading diamonds. She's going to play hearts until she gets them all out. How many times will she have to play hearts to get them all out?
3.
Everyone sees that, right?
Right.
She'll play the king from one hand and then a little one to the ace, and then the queen again, and they'll all be out. And once they're all out, she says, okay, now it's time to play the spades. So she hasn't touched spades yet. And she has the king, the jack, the ace, the queen, the 10, and the 6. So stay with me, and you can take a pencil and you can kind of put a little tick mark. So she finishes up, let's say she finishes up playing out the hearts and she's in her hand. She's in West, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to play the spades. So she's going to lead the king of spades. Don't worry about what the others play. They're just going to follow suit. And she's going to drop off the 6 of spades from the dummy.
Right.
She's still in her hand because that's where she won the trick. So now she plays the jack. And again, you know, just a spade from north and south. And she's going to drop the 8 of spades off in the dummy. Now she's still in her hand. So she plays the 4 of spades. And she beats that with, I don't know, the ace, the queen, the 10, they're all the same, right? Whatever you want to play. She's now in her hand. She's now in the dummy.
Right.
She's going to play another spade, the ace of spades. Don't worry about what north and south play. And she will drop off a diamond on it.
On what basis?
On the ace of spades, she has no more spades. She has no more spades in her hand. So she has to play something. So she will drop off the 9 of diamonds. Where did she take that trick from?
East.
Dummy.
From the dummy. She still has that queen of spades, right?
Yep.
She plays the queen of spades and she drops off the other diamond in her hand, the queen of diamonds. How many diamonds does she have left in her hand?
No.
None. They cannot get their ace of diamonds. As a matter of fact, she takes all the tricks now because she's got the ace of clubs left in her hand, and after that, everything else is trump. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. So what have we learned? We've learned that don't panic if you see losers. If there's a long suit that has a whole bunch of winners in it that you can use to drop off the losers.
I have one question just in playing the game. What's the length of time that people look at their hand and decide? Because I'm looking at it, take me 10 minutes to figure it out.
Okay. Well, when you're, it's funny. When you're in a friendly situation, you know, that's why I say play against the robot, because the robot's not going to yell at you for taking too long. When you're in a friendly situation, people will have patience. But if you're playing with real bridge players, they're going to say, what is taking you so long? Because like I have friends that take a very long time. And I find when I play online, I find that sometimes I forget what's been played already because there's been so much time between the tricks.
Can you keep notes on the side? What
Oh,
diamonds?
Well, not in a real bridge game. As a learner, you can keep notes on the side, but that would be totally a no-no in a real bridge game.
Got it.
Question? Okay. So with that in mind,
Oh, I have one question. And
yes.
I heard you say, Mike asked that question about the ace of diamonds. You said about the ace of diamonds.
Mike asked the question about,
No, about the ace of diamonds, if it was South Fleet to play the ace. Is there any other time when you're the opener? Say it was a 2 spade, would you play your ace?
normally, depends on the situation. Normally you don't lead aces. I only lead aces when I'm playing against no trump, when I'm playing in a slam.
Okay,
The other time I might lead an ace is if I had an ace, king, queen,
okay.
right? Then I have 3 tricks I'm trying to make good. We're going to talk about leads. I might lead an ace. Okay, here's a situation where I might lead an ace. Let's say I've got 9 hearts. 9 hearts. The contract is in spades. How likely is it that my opponents have a bunch of hearts in their hand?
Well, they can.
Not likely. So I might lead that ace because that's my only opportunity to get that ace good. I don't want them to have 1 heart and they throw it off on something and then my ace never will be good because they'll trump it. See what I'm saying?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. All right, let us skip over 20 for now. We're going to come back to 20 because I want to teach you about opening at level 2. And this is a very simple lesson. And I want to do some, oh God, we've got a lot of sample hands. Oh, I want to get through this thing. Okay, let's see if we can maybe hold off on some of the questions. Page 21. We've been talking about opening at level 1. And you said that a level 1 opening is 13 to 21. What happens if you have more than 21 points? Or what happens if you have a no trump hand, but you don't have 15 to 17 points? What can you do? So let's take a look and let's talk about those two hands. There are two, page 21. There are two opening bids at level 2 that indicate strength. Strength always means high cards. One is 2 no trump. A bid of 2 no trump shows 20 to 21 high card points. And just like in 1 no trump, we don't count distribution. We don't count extra length. A bid of 2 no trump has the same requirements as does 1 no trump. You still have to have a balanced hand. You still have to have no singletons or voids, at most 1 doubleton. I said a stopper in every suit. Could you cross that out? That's an old sheet, and I don't teach that way anymore. I don't say you have to have a high card in every suit. So we can cross out the words a stopper in every suit.
Where is that? In
Page
one?
21 in the first paragraph.
4th line.
Thank you.
Balanced
What was
hand,
this?
no singletons or voids, at most 1 doubleton. Let's cross out the words a stopper in every suit. This bid of 2 no trump has a range of 20 to 21 high card points instead of 15 to 17. So if your partner is an opener and he says 2 no trump, you look at him and you say, you've got almost enough for a complete game. A complete game in no trump would be 25. You already have 20 to 21. Remember though, I don't want you to do it with a 5 card major, just like I don't want you to bid 1 no trump with a 5 card major. So let's go down to the bottom of the page where it says to create a hand that could be opened with 2 no trump. So remember, you would need no 5 card major, 20 to 21 high card points, no singletons, no voids, maybe a doubleton. So take a minute now and create a hand, and we will, I'll put a sample hand up here from some brave volunteer. See at the bottom of the page, it says create a hand that could be opened with 2 no trump. Almost everybody is muted. I'm going to ask you if you could please unmute, because that's why I'm only hearing 1 or 2 voices answering my questions, because only 1 or 2 of you are unmuted.
If you're not sure how to unmute, there should be an icon at the bottom of your screen. Move your mouse around. It's a little microphone with a slash through it. Click on that.
Can you unmute everybody?
No, I can invite them to unmute, but I can't unmute them myself.
Well, a lot of them are unmuting now, I see.
Okay, yeah.
Someone has a bird.
Thank you. Many of you are unmuting. Thank you. Okay, so I'll give you another minute, maybe. Maybe count up, make sure you have 13 cards. 20 to 21 high card points. And Joyce, you're not driving, right? Don't drive and write on your paper at the same time. James, you're all ready for me?
I'm ready.
All right. Would you like to volunteer your hand?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Ace, king, jack of spades. Ace, king, jack, and 7 of hearts. King and queen of diamonds. 10, 9, 8 of clubs.
Okay. 5, 9. I think that's only 12 cards.
Oh. A 7 of clubs.
Okay. All right. So now we have 13 cards. 3 and 4 is 7, and 2 is 9, and 4 is 13. All right, let's take a look at this hand, whether you finished or not. And let's count up the high card points. Are there 20 to 21 high card points here?
Yes.
20, 21, 22.
That's 20.
8, 16,
Uh,
21.
14, 15, I'm counting 20.
20,
Right, I'm sorry.
I'm counting 20.
yeah.
7 with the ace and king, 7 with the ace and king, 2 more with the 2 jacks is 16. Oh, wait a second.
5,
7 and 7 is 14, 15, 16. I'm sorry, 21.
21.
This,
21. There's 21 high card points here. Is it a balanced hand?
Yes.
Yes.
And there's no 5 card major. So this is definitely a 2-no trump opening bid. Okay? Okay, good. Now I made a note here. Remember, you need to have 20 to 25 total points to attempt a complete game contract, which would be 3-no trump, 4 hearts, 4 spades, or 28 to 29 points to do 5 clubs or 5 diamonds. So if your partner opens up with this and says 2-no trump, and you're looking at 6 points in your hand, or even 5 points in your hand, you know you have enough together for a game. Because they have at least 20 points. And if you've got 6 points in your hand, that's 26. That's enough for a complete game. You don't know whether it's going to be in a suit or a no trump, but you know you have enough for a game. Okay. The next hand that shows tremendous strength is a 2 club opening. And if we look at number 2 at the top of the page, it says 2 clubs. A bid of 2 clubs, an opening bid, opening. An opening bid of 2 clubs shows 22 or more points. And because you're not bidding no trump, you can count distribution points. You only count high card points only when you're doing no trump. This bid, if I could have made it in bigger capital letters, I would. This bid does not promise clubs. This is kind of what they call a Q bid. It's like, it's giving information about your hand, but it's not really telling you what suit you have. It's a point count only. My partner opens 2 clubs, I can't count on them for clubs. All they're telling me is 22 or more points. Make sense?
Yes.
For that reason, your partner opens 2 clubs, you have got to make a bid as a responder. Because if everybody passes on the 2 clubs, the contract will be in clubs. That's going to be the trump suit. How many clubs does your partner have? Damned if you know. He could have none. I can make a 2 club opening bid without a single club in my hand. How come?
Because it's on show points.
All I'm saying is on my points. Can you imagine if my partner passes? Even if they have 2 or 3 clubs in their hand and they pass? That means the opponents have 10 trump. Not too likely to make that contract, is it?
No.
So your partner opens 2 clubs, they're asking you to show them something. We'll talk about what in a little bit. So let's create.
Is that called a forcing bid?
It most assuredly is.
Okay,
That is as a matter of fact, I even have the words forcing bid
okay.
up there. I say responders must bid. It's a forcing bid so opener can know their best suit. So let's create a hand that can be opened with 2 clubs. You can have fun with this. You can have any distribution you want. You could have 9 spades. You would have 9 clubs. You could have anything you want as long as the total, including distribution, is 22 or more points. And I'll take a volunteer in a couple of minutes.
Oh, but you have to have 13 cards.
You have to have 13 cards. That is a necessary thing. one more minute.
And a question, if
Yes.
you have 26 points, you
Yes.
have to make a bid because you have 26 points. You can't make a bid like make believe you have only 13 points. You can't bid, you have to bid according to the points in your hand.
If you have over 22 or more points and you make an opening bid at the one level, what have you told your partner?
You lied to him. You have 13 points.
You say you have 13 to 21 points. So
Is
I
that a
think it-
mandatory, is that a mandatory bid, 2 clubs? Could you bid?
there are no bids that are mandatory. The only thing mandatory in bridge is following suit, going clockwise, et cetera, et cetera. The bidding is all conventions. It's all like, this is the meaning that I'm giving to that bid. It's not a bridge rule that you have to have 13 points. You could be nuts and open with 7. If you want to be crazy, you could make an opening bid with 7.
No, I was talking about, let's say you have 22 points, 23,
Yes.
22.
Yes.
There's other, depending on your hand, there's other bids rather than 2 clubs.
You mean about showing your suit?
Yeah, no,
But
if I open 2 clubs, if I have a bid
Yes.
of 2 clubs, I know what I'm
Yes.
saying. I'm saying I have 22 points. I forgot the number right, I have it in front of me.
22 or more,
Fine, but I don't have to open with 2 clubs if I have 22 or more. There's another suit I might open with to show more or
If
not?
you open, if the only other thing you could do is open at the one level and then you're misleading your partner. No, the thing to do is to open 2 clubs to show you points. And since your partner has to bid, that means the bidding is going to come back to you, right?
Yes,
And that's when you show your suit.
got it. Okay, makes sense.
Well, and the reason that you can't show your suit is because you don't have 5. That's why you have to open up 2 clubs.
No,
Oh,
no.
you can.
I could have the most gorgeous remember major suits are preferable?
Yeah.
I could have the most gorgeous hearts or spades in the world. But the first thing I want to do is show my partner my points. And then on my second bid, I will show my partner the suit.
Got it.
Okay.
But we're going to learn more about that. Okay, I think we've had time. Would somebody, I don't want to pick on James again because I already picked on him. Not that I don't love you, James, but there you go. Okay, would somebody like to just shout out their 2 club hand?
Right. Spades, 8, queen,
One second. Say it again, please. 8.
ace, queen, jack, 10,
Hearts.
king, jack, 10, 5, 4,
No, that's a fine
Diamonds.
combination.
jack,
Clubs.
ace, king, queen.
Okay, we have 13 cards. We have 4 and 5 is 9, 10, and 3 is 13. That's the first check. And now let's count our points and distribution. Ace and king is 6, and 1 is 7, and 3 is 10, and 1 is 11, 12, and 7 is 19, 21, 22. 22, the extra heart. We have 22 points here.
And an
I
extra
could-
spade.
I could turn that jack into a king. I'd still open 2 clubs. Everybody agree? How come I counted the distribution here?
Because you said we could.
Clubs.
Because it's not no trump, so I can count distribution. Okay. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. That's easy stuff. And I'm not going to be teaching you anything new today. Let's go to the hand on page 20. I'm working you hard.
Can you go
Probably
back
curse-
to note
You
two?
probably curse my name when this class is over.
No.
Can you
The
go
woman
back
makes
to
me
note
work
two?
so hard. What?
Can you go back to the 2 no trump for 1 second?
Yes.
Number 1, on the 2 no trump, you need 20 to 21 high cards. Distribution points does not count. What
Right.
about the 5 cards? Do you need a 5 cards?
You don't need 5 cards. The only time you must have 5 cards is if you're opening in a major suit. you need 5 cards in that major suit, or if you're overcalling, you need 5 cards in that suit.
Thank you.
But what I don't want you to have if you open 2-no trump is a 5-card major.
Okay, so if you have a 5-card major, you don't open in 2-no trump.
Right.
Any no trump.
Can I open at the 1 level with a 5-card major with 20, 21 points?
Absolutely.
Yes, remember, an opening bid it can go up to 21 points.
13 to 21.
13 to 21, so you could do it with a 5-card major, open at the 1 level. How do you show your partner that you have 20 points instead of 13? We'll learn that too. On the opening bid, they don't know. All right, page 20. So I have a contract.
22.
20? We didn't look at that yet. Okay. Everybody good? Okay, page 20. We have a contract of 2-no trump. Let's go to the questions, please. And I ask you, who do you think made the opening bid? So I'd like you to just write down who you think. I don't want you to call out the answers, please, because then people don't have to think. So if you just write down who you think made the opening bid and maybe a note why you think that. And I'd also like you.
The answers. We
I'm
did.
sorry?
The answers. I think we did the answers because that was our homework.
No, the homework was 19.
Oh, okay.
Did I give you this for homework?
I think so.
Oh,
I did.
no.
I don't think so.
Yes, I wrote it down. It said
Okay.
1920.
Okay, well, if you have the answers already, then that's fine. But if you didn't get to do it, let's do it now. And what do you think the correct opening bid would be?
1-no trump?
No trump.
Well, I just want you to write it down. Correct opening bid is not 1-no trump.
2-no trump.
If you have,
Oh, it's 21.
have 1-no trump as the opening bid, I want you to change it. All right, and look over the questions. Just take a minute, look over the questions. I'm gonna go over all of them. There's no way we're getting through all this. I can tell you that right now. No way.
Are you going to have another class after this?
I will tell you that I have spoken to the library about it and they haven't gotten back to me 100%. But my suggestion to you would be if you're interested in continuing and having more advanced lessons, not terribly more advanced, but somewhat more advanced, that contact the library. They do respond to the needs of their patrons.
Okay.
So if you tell, I think the woman
Who do you
that,
want?
the woman who hired me is Janine Dillon. So if you contact Janine Dillon and say you're interested in continuing.
Yep, I'm putting Janine's email address in the chat, if you can see that. And yes, we're always glad to hear from people about what programs they want. So if you want a follow-up class to this, by all means, let Janine know that there's.
You see it, guys? It's on the bottom of the screen in the chat.
Yeah, jdillon@longbeachlibrary.org.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not really giving you enough time, but I'm just trying to get through a lot of material. So I didn't tell you who, I said West was the dealer. I didn't tell you who made the opening bid. Do you think West has an opening bid?
Yes.
Yes.
And what would her opening bid be?
One
2-no
diamond.
trump.
Well, I'm hearing 1 diamond, I'm hearing 2-no trump, and somebody actually said 1-no trump. Well, let's count. Okay,
22
So
points,
she's
no
got-
5 clubs.
She's got 7 points in spades, 5 points in hearts makes 12, 5 points in diamonds makes 17, and 3 points in clubs makes 20. With 20 high card points and a balanced hand.
Clubs has 4 points.
What did I say?
I said
Three.
I said
21
3?
points. Yeah.
Okay, let's count it again. I don't know what I said.
I have 21.
7 points in spades, 5 points in hearts is 12, 5 points in diamonds is 17, and 4 points in clubs is 21. Okay, maybe I didn't say.
21.
So she's got 21 high card points and a balanced hand. That hand is bid
To no trump.
to no trump. But the contract is to no trump. That means there were no other bids after that. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to North. Let's go to
Pass.
North because she would have the bid next. And she
Pass.
obviously with 7 points is going to pass.
Yeah.
And now we look at her partner. Her partner is East. So let's, I know we haven't gotten into responses, but let's think about this logically. I told you that a 2 club opening is a forcing bid. A 2 no trump opening is not. The reason 2 clubs is a forcing bid for the responder is because when a person opens 2 clubs, they may not have any clubs in their hand and you can't leave them in clubs. They're only showing you points, right?
Right.
But 2 no trump, they're actually making a bid that reflects their hand. They're saying, yes, I have a no trump hand. I have a balanced hand. So if East likes the idea of no trump, she just has to decide, should I leave her at 2 no trump or should I go to 3 no trump, which is game? Remember, complete game. How many points do you need for a complete game?
26.
25?
No trump and 3,
25.
25. Okay, so East knows that in order to play in 3 no trump, there should be combined points of 25 between her hand and her partner. Her partner told her she's got either 20 or 20. Guys, I'm hearing talking. I do want you unmuted, but please try not to talk. So her partner, East says her partner showed her 20 or 21 points. East has 2 points. So in a best case scenario, there's 23 combined points. In a worst case scenario, there's 22 combined points if West only had 20. There's no way they have enough points for 3 no trump. Right?
Right.
So East is going to pass on 2 no trump because she said, we don't have enough points to go any further. Even though my partner's loaded, I only have 2.
Can
And
I
of course, South will
may
pass.
I interrupt? I came in at 11 o'clock and you had already started. What page are you on, if I may ask?
I'm on page 20.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm looking at the hand on 20. So when West opens 2 no trump, I think everybody else is going to pass. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay, yes?
No.
No.
So West is declarer, right? She's
Yes.
the first one who bid no trump, and we're playing in no trump. So that means that East is the dummy and North leads. Correct?
Yes.
Right.
So that's the answer to number 6, based on who you thought was declarer, who makes the opening lead. So the answer to that was North. And what do you think the opening lead should be?
Ace of clubs.
Ace of clubs. Ace of clubs.
Okay.
No.
I want you to raise your right hand and swear in a stack of Bibles that you will not lead aces unless you're leading against a slam.
Before you said no trump.
No, I didn't. I said you're going to lead an ace if you're leading against the slam. Or you're leading an ace if you have the king and the queen and the jack with it. Remember, in no trump, high cards are good. So what are they going to throw on your ace? They're going to throw garbage. That ace is always going to be good. Nobody can trump it. You're playing in no trump. So what you want to do, if you're leading in a no trump contract, is lead. Now we lead the 4th down from our longest and strongest.
8 of club.
8 of clubs is your correct lead.
Wow.
That ace is going to be good. Don't waste it, because all you're going to get is garbage on it. So the 8 of clubs is going to be led.
Why not 10?
Okay,
Oh,
Same
you could
thing.
leave the 10 of clubs.
you could lead the 10.
Because I thought
10,
sometimes
9,
you
8.
leave this as sequence.
You got touching honors, makes you happy to lead the 10, go right ahead. Lead the 10. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, but that's fine.
Uh-huh.
Okay, the dummy comes down on the table. East puts the dummy down on the table. West makes her plan. And because she's playing in no trump, she's going to count her winners. Winners in no trump, losers in a suit contract. So she goes suit by suit. How many winners does she need to have?
8.
8 tricks.
6 plus the level. Okay, how many winners does she have in spades?
2.
She's got 2, that's it. We know she's got more than that, though. Do you see that she's got more than that? Do you see that in actuality, she's got 4 tricks in spades?
Yeah.
Because when she plays the ace and the king, North will have to drop her queen and her jack.
But she doesn't know that.
But she doesn't
She
know that.
doesn't know that. I'm telling you that, well, just keep that in mind. For now, all she can count on is those 2. She doesn't know it. In hearts, how many winners does she see? Definite winners.
2.
1.
How do you figure 2?
But she has 4 hearts.
Well,
1.
she's got the ace, and she's got the 8, 9, 10 jack of diamonds, of hearts. So she loses, let's say the 9 and the jack to the king and the queen of her opponents, and she still has the 10. So I think she has 2 tricks. You see that? She's got the 9, the 8, the 9, the 10, the jack. So 2 of those are going to come out on her opponent's king and queen, but then she still has the other one plus the ace.
But, okay.
Got it? If one of her opponents had the king, the queen, and 2 others, it wouldn't work. But the way it's split now, it's going to work. But she can't count on that. I'm telling you, she can make 2 tricks in hearts. All she can count on right now is 1.
Right.
She doesn't know what the distribution of the hearts is going to be. So she's got 2 definite tricks in spades, 1 definite trick in hearts, and how many definite tricks in diamonds?
1.
Just the 1.
1.
Definite. So that's
4.
2, 3, 4 so far. Right? That's not so good. She needs to make 8. How many definite tricks in clubs?
1.
2. She's got the king, the queen, and the jack. One of those is going to push out the opponent's ace, and then the other 2 are good. You see that?
Right. Yeah.
So that's 2 in spades, 1 in hearts, 1 in diamonds is 4, and 2 in clubs is 6. She's 2 tricks shy of what she needs. Now, before she goes and starts to cry, she's going to pick which suit she has the best chance. Remember, she's not looking at north and south, so you can't look at north and south either, please. Which suit does she have the best chance of manufacturing tricks in?
West.
Spades.
Spades.
Heart.
In spades. Why in spades? Because she's got 8 of them.
That's right.
Length will bring you tricks in no trump, because once you keep playing them, the opponents have to follow suit. And if you void them of all of their spades, your little one is going to be good because they don't have any more to beat you. So you just keep pushing that long suit until they have nothing left, and then whatever you have left is going to be good. Okay, so that's her plan. I know I have 6 tricks. I'm going to push the spades. And the club is going to be led. So the 8 of clubs is led. And do you think she's going to play the queen from the dummy, or she's going to play low from the dummy? What makes sense?
Low.
Low, because she's got 2 high cards in her hand that she has to play one of them. So don't waste the queen on it. So she's going to play, she's going to play the 5 of clubs, south
2.
It's not gonna play the 6. Her partner already played the 8, and she can't even beat that, right?
2.
You see that?
Yep.
Mhm.
Right? So she's gonna play the 2, and West is going to beat it in her hand,
Jack.
either the king or the jack. Let's say the king.
Okay.
And now that she's got control, she will immediately play those spades, because that's the suit that she said she has the best chance of winning the tricks. So she leads the ace of spades. North plays the queen, which is a surprise to West. East plays the 5, South plays the 4. With me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she hasn't lost any tricks yet, right?
Mm-mm.
No.
West hasn't lost any tricks. So she plays the king and hopes for the best. North plays the jack, East plays the 8, South plays the 3. She's been counting, so she's a good player, West. And she says, I saw spades go around twice. I saw 8 spades go out, right? 4 on the first trick, 4 on the second. Let me see what's left. She looks in the dummy, she sees 2. She looks in her hand, she sees 2. That's 8 and 4 is 12. That means her opponents have 1 spade left. She played the ace and the king. She saw North drop the queen and the jack, and she's got the 10 and the 9 in the dummy.
She's got it.
Which means that she's got 2 more tricks there in the dummy. Because anything that beats the 10 and the 9 has already been played. So she plays another low spade from her hand. I don't care what North drops, a diamond, whatever, it doesn't matter. She takes the 9 of spades in the dummy. South drops her remaining spade. East takes another spade from the dummy, right? Nobody can beat it. And now whatever happens next, she's got 4 tricks in spades, 1 trick in hearts, 1 trick in diamonds, and 2 tricks in clubs. And if she makes an extra trick, that's fine, but she's made her contract. I'm hearing a lot of silence. Does everyone understand what I said?
Yes, I do.
Are you gobsmacked or whatever?
I have a question.
Yes.
And
I have to add one thing. It is very frustrating.
The person who said they have a question, and then the person who wants to add something. Yes.
Okay, you would always play that ace king of spades?
The reason I'm playing the ace king of spades in that case is because I'm hoping against hope that the queen and the jack will, because I know I have the ace, the king, and the 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in that case, I'm hoping that the queen and the jack will fall on my ace and my king.
Okay.
Because I only counted 6 short tricks. I'm trying to manufacture a trick somewhere.
Understood.
It's not like there's no hard and fast rule. This is the way you always play the hand.
Yes.
It depends on the situation. The lady who said she had something to say. I asked some lady, I said, let the man ask his question. And then
But I was just gonna say, when you're really playing this, everybody throws their cards down after the tricks, after they make book, and then they just throw everything down, and then say, I do a cross rough, and so it's very frustrating. You want to play the card, and people.
All right, listen, if somebody, what she's saying is that when she has played bridge, people have said at some point, okay, I claim the rest of the tricks. There would be no cross rough in this hand because it's no trump. Roughing means trumping. So if somebody says to you, I claim the rest of the tricks, you have the right as the opponent to say, play the hand out. I don't accept that you're claiming it. You never have to say, okay, I accept that. You can say, I don't understand. I want you to play the hand out. Okay? Don't let them intimidate
I'm
you.
sorry, this hand could this hand have been a loser for West, East if North didn't have those 2 spades that way?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's very unlikely that when you make your plan, Declara, that everything that you need is in front of you. You usually have to do a little fancy footwork to make it work for you. And if you don't have to do fancy footwork, then it means your bidding is probably too low. Could have gone higher.
Uh,
Okay, I'd like to take a look. I want you to skip 22 and 23 for now because they're more sample hands, and I think we're sample hand out of our minds here. And I want to teach you on page 24 what to do if your partner has opened 2 clubs. And this is going to answer some of the questions you had before about, well, how do you show your points? All right, so follow along with me on 24, and I'm hoping to get this in. An opening bid of 2 clubs, as we've learned, indicates that the opener has at least 22 points, including both high card points and distribution points for length. And I'm saying to you, don't count anything for shortness. If you ever hear anybody say, oh, give extra points for singletons or doubletons, not yet. You do, but not at this point. So if your partner has opened 2 clubs, it's a forcing bid, responder, meaning that the partner can't pass no matter what. So what do? It's all going to depend on how many points you have. So if your partner opens 2 clubs and you look at your hand and you count 0 to 7 points, you're going to bid 2 diamonds. Your partner says 2 clubs, you're going to say 2 diamonds. What you just told your partner is, I don't have any more than 7 points. Notice it says 0 to 7. You're bidding with 0 points because you have to. It's a forcing bid. So your 2 diamond bid is just a point count, just like your partner's 2 club opening bid. It doesn't mean you have diamonds. His 2 club opening bid doesn't mean he has clubs. He could have clubs, you could have diamonds, but all you're doing is showing points, right? But Anne, how can I bid diamonds if I don't have diamonds? Don't worry, he's not going to stop bidding. You'll have a chance to bid again. But what if you don't have 0 to 7 points? What if you have 8 or more points? Now you're going to bid your real suit. With 8 or more points and a 5-card major suit, you're just going to bid your suit at the 2 level. So your partner opens 2 clubs. You're sitting there with 8 points and 5 hearts. What's your bid?
2 hearts.
2 hearts. Everyone
Even
got
if
that?
they're Even if they're the 6, 5, 4, 3.
It doesn't matter. All you're saying to your partner is, I've got a 5-card major. Don't you think your partner probably has something in that suit? If he opened 2 clubs, he's probably got something in every suit that's good. And if he doesn't, then you won't end up in that suit. If your partner opens 2 clubs and you have 5 spades and 8 points, what's your response?
2 spades.
What if your partner opens up 2 clubs and you've got 5 spades and 6 points? What's your response?
2 diamonds.
2 diamonds. Unless you have 8 points, you're going to say 2 diamonds no matter what you have in the suits. It's only a point count. Okay. What if you have 5 cards, but it's in a minor suit?
Doesn't have to be, she said.
It doesn't have to be what?
5 cards in the diamonds.
No. A 2 diamond response to 2 clubs simply means you don't have more than 7 points. Okay. So now your partner opened 2 clubs and you have 8 or more points and you have a 5-card suit, but it's not a major, it's a minor. So your partner opens 2 clubs and you have 8 points and 5 clubs. How are you going to show that?
3 clubs.
3 clubs. You bid something other than 2 diamonds in response to your partner's opening bid of 2 clubs, which means you have 8 points. And you bid clubs, that means you have 5 clubs. What if your partner opens 2 clubs and you've got 8 points and 5 diamonds? Should you say 2 diamonds?
No.
Why not?
Because that's a mistaken bid.
That would be telling your partner you have fewer than 8 points.
Right,
So you'd have to bid 3 diamonds.
right.
Is it percolating in your head?
Yes.
All right. That's why I said, why can't you bid at level 2? Can't bid at level 2 because you'd be lying to your partner. What if you have 8 or more points and you don't have a 5-card suit? You will then bid 2 no trump. And that's it. You got to admit
So
that's
this you
pretty.
really have to memorize.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
But it's not that hard, right? It makes sense. Less than 8 points, 2 diamonds. More than 8 points, bid your suit. Yes, James. James, you muted.
Sorry. What happens if your opponents make a bid in between? Do these rules go out the door?
Ah, okay. It's not likely if your partner opens 2-no trump and you have 8 points that they have enough points to bid. But yeah, if they'd make a bid in between, then you would just have to bid your suit.
Right.
But here's the thing. Let's say you have no points in your hand and your partner has opened 2 clubs. Okay, so I just want to follow up on what James said, because that's an interesting point. So North is your partner. North opens 2 clubs. You're South. Your opponent East says 2 hearts. And now it's your turn to bid. You're South. Okay, so 2 clubs from North, your partner, 2 hearts from your opponent. Very unlikely for that to happen. And now it's your turn to bid. And I said that your bid was forcing because you didn't want to leave your partner in 2 clubs. You're not leaving your partner in 2 clubs anymore. That 2 club bid has been wiped out by your opponent's 2 heart bid. So if you're sitting there with absolutely nothing in your hand, you can pass now.
Right.
Because you're not sticking your partner with the 2 clubs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sense?
Yes.
Yes, I see the light
Yes.
going on.
Yes.
Okay. So I give you some examples. I give you 4 different hands.
And
Yes?
question. If you and your partner are bidding this and everybody understands this is the rules, did the other team,
Conventions.
okay, did the other team sneakily say, hey, they're telling that they have this many points, is there like sidetrack betting that let's screw them up if I say this?
Okay, so you're saying that they're going to bid just to screw them up? What can happen after any bid is 3 passes. So you want to bid higher than you should to try to mess me up? I'm just going to pass on you and then you play it. And how likely are you going to make it? And I'm sitting there with 22 or more points. Remember, any bid can be passed on and then it becomes the contract. Did I make myself understood?
Yeah, I just figured since everybody understands what we're saying in code back to each other.
You know, you got a loaded gun. You put it to your head, it could go off. All right. So in the 5 minutes that we have left, let's just, and that's all we're going to have time to do today. We'll have to finish it up next time. You guys have wonderful questions, but you know, I guess I should have made this a 2-hour class. You have 4 hands here. And in each case, your partner has opened 2 clubs. So I think you just give me the response that you would make to a 2 club opening with each of these 4 hands.
2 diamonds.
We'll go over it in a minute. I'm sorry?
Wait. Whatever you just doing.
I'm on page 24.
2
You've got
diamonds.
4 hands on page 24. There are 4 different scenarios, and in each case, your partner has opened 2 clubs. What would be your response based on what I just taught you? Please count to yourself.
What would be the first one? 2
2 diamonds, I think.
Please count to yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 more on the top of 25. That's 6 hands altogether. I lied.
Wait, I'll get it for you. Oh, I'm just gonna get the door for you. Thank you. Yeah. Pero no hay solution. Oye. I said, should I put on the lights or leave it off?
And I have one question. Are you the opening
You
bid,
are
is
the
that your-
partner of the person who opened 2 clubs.
Okay, thank you.
That's what it says there. It says, example, your partner has opened 2 clubs. Okay, should be just about done.
What's this, 3 clubs?
That's what I said.
All right, the only way we're gonna get this done, is I go over the answers with you now. Okay, so we're gonna count the hands this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go left, right, left, right. So hand number 1, the one with the ace 5, 4, 3, 2 of spades. What is your response to a 2 club opening?
2 diamonds.
Diamonds.
Simply because you have fewer than 8 points. Hand number 2 with the, again, with the ace 5, 4, 3, 2 of spades. What is your response to a 2 club opening?
Two spades.
Everyone agree?
How many spades?
2.
spades.
Thanks.
Partner opens 2 clubs. You have 7, 8, 9, 10 points with distribution. You will open 2 spades. You will respond 2 spades. Hand number 3 with the queen 10, 7 of spades. Your partner opens 2 clubs. What is your
3 clubs.
response?
3 clubs.
3 clubs.
You have 8 or more points. You have a 5-card suit. I know it's more than 5. You have a 5-card suit in clubs. You will respond with the 5-card suit in clubs. You will say 3 clubs. Any questions so far?
No.
Hand number 4 with the ace 10, 5, 2 of spades. What is your response to 2 clubs?
No trump.
Very nice. You have 8 or more points. You don't have a 5-card suit. I told you this was easy. On the next page, there's 2 hands.
What is 4?
What do you think it is?
What was the 4th one?
What do you think it is?
I was busy doing something else. I didn't know. I just
2
want to
no
check
trump.
later.
2 no
Thank
trump.
you.
It's 2 no trump because you have 8 or more points and you don't have a 5-card suit.
Okay.
Okay? Got it? Okay. Hand number, page number 25, hand number 1 on that page, the one on the left.
Who no Trump?
2 no trump.
2 no trump. You've got 6, 9, 10, 10 high card, 10 points. You don't have a 5-card suit, so you're gonna say 2 no trump.
And it's a
Why
balanced
not,
hand?
why not 3 no trump? Why not just go right to game?
You don't have,
You don't have the cards.
First, well, you do have the points. Your partner has 22 points, but there's 2 reasons. Number 1, you don't know if you belong in no trump. 3 no trump is game. You bid 3 no trump, he's gonna stop bidding. And you may not belong in no trump. For all you know, he's
Very much. Okay.
okay. And the final hand, what is your
2
response?
diamonds.
2 diamonds.
Okay, so I'm sorry we didn't get further along. I left out the sample hand on 26. I gave you so many sample hands. The sample hand on 23.
And what was my bidders hands in? You don't know.
You've got a bunch of sample hands. The best practice that you could do is to try to bid out those hands, deal out those hands, and play those hands.
And what
22,
is 3
23,
no
26.
trump?
I'm
And
sorry,
what is 3? What is 3 no trump is game? What does that mean?
okay, so if you look at the bidding scale that I gave you,
Yeah.
certain bids, 3 no trump, 4 hearts, 4 spades, 5 clubs, 5 diamonds. Those are what they call complete games, which means that if you bid up to that level and make it, you get a bonus. You get hundreds of bonus points.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that every time you play no trump, you should be playing in 3 no trump. Sometimes you should be playing in a partial game, 2 no trump, 1 no trump.
Thank you.
All right, any questions?
What do you
Yes.
want us to look at during?
Well,
the-
we skipped over the sample hand on page 26 and the sample hands on page 23 and 22. So I might suggest that you might want to look over those between now and next week.
Excuse me, on page 25, the last answer. I didn't.
2 diamonds. 2 diamonds.
Thank you.
Yes, 2 diamonds. Anything that's 7 or fewer points is going to be 2 diamonds. All right. So again, Mary Aileen,
Yes.
right? Have I said it right? Mary Aileen has given you Janine Dillon's contact information if you wish to contact her. And if there's no other questions, I will say have a nice week.